Hi, friends. The 49ers just dominated the Jets during their week 1 win. They won 32-19. And what's so interesting is it didn't even feel like the 49ers' most impressive performance. They actually, in my opinion, started a little bit slow up until they started running the rock with Jordan Mason. But what's so cool is it didn't feel like their best game, and they still scored 32. So the tradition of the 49ers scoring 30 or more points with Brock Purdy when they win is continuing. It took a while for the offense to get going, in my opinion, for them to kind of find their rhythm. What is cool also is that Christian McCaffrey is eventually going to return. Brandon Ayuk is eventually going to come into his full performance. He had kind of a down day. Trent Williams is going to be back at it. Like, they're only going to get in a better rhythm from here. Offenses traditionally start the season a little bit slow, especially now that more and more teams aren't playing their starters in the preseason. So I felt like they struggled to get in a rhythm in the beginning. They were putting up, Jake Moody, by the way, 6 for 6. They were putting up field goals, and they weren't performing badly. It just didn't seem easy and smooth. And then Jordan Mason was finally released. In the beginning, by the way, for people who don't know, Christian McCaffrey did sit out. I made a pregame video, but it wasn't uploading, so it took a while and kind of uploaded during the game. But Christian McCaffrey is out with an Achilles, or was out with an Achilles / calf strain. It's rumored that he's going to be out next week against the Vikings, but Kyle said something like that rumor must be from God because we haven't decided yet. Now, I don't know if we can trust Kyle, because Kyle also said on last Saturday, that Christian McCaffrey was questionable. But then Jordan Mason was interviewed after the game, and the lady was like, "When did you know you were going to start?" And Jordan Mason said, sometime Friday, maybe Friday night. So hopefully the 49ers don't get fined for that. Because with all the gambling and betting going on, I'm pretty sure they're obligated to tell people when they know that a starter like Christian McCaffrey isn't going to start. But damn, Jordan Mason, truthers unite. I've been screaming from the rooftops that Jordan Mason needed to get his opportunity. Every time he has had a chance, he, for the last 2 years, have averaged in between 5 and 7 yards per carry a game. Even at the end of games when he's closing them out and the other team knew that all the Niners were going to do was run, he was still getting 6 yards per carry. Just unstoppable. When he was put in there in tough moments, multiple tacklers, he was still just demolishing guys. And I was so happy for him. He had his first career start today with Jordan Mason out. He had 29 catches. What a workload, for 152 yards and 1 touchdown. Should have been 2 touchdowns, but like on the goal line, Kyle put in Deebo Samuel. I don't know if that was just because maybe Jordan Mason needed a breather or why they did that. I thought Deebo did okay. They definitely tried to give him more of Christian McCaffrey's touches at the beginning of the game, but he was only averaging about 3 yards per carry. So they really relied on Mason. And I'm not trying to say Deebo did bad, by the way. He picked up multiple yards and in the receiving game was critical. He had a better performance today than Brandon Ayuk, in my opinion. Ayuk had like 1 big catch, but he had 2 really critical drops. I mean, the score would have even been more. One of the drops was going to be a guaranteed touchdown. But yeah, Deebo did okay. Purdy was 19 for 29 for 231 yards. No touchdowns, but no turnovers. Solid performance by him. I thought he did very well, especially being said, once again, the beginning. I felt like the offense got into a rhythm as the game went on, and as Jordan Mason was just demolishing the Jets defense. Poor Robert Saleh. Is he going to be back at the 49ers next year? Aaron Rodgers looked dejected and pissed off at the end of the game, and just old and worn out and tired. And Saleh looked like he's a guy who might not make it through the year. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the 49ers are just really good and the Jets couldn't hang with them, but they'll be able to hang with other guys. But anyways, Brock Purdy looked pretty solid against that Jets defense with a poor O-line in the beginning half and got a little bit better and smoother as the game went on. And as Jordan Mason, just like I said, really the story of the game is Jordan Mason and the 49ers defense. Fred Warner, when I'm talking about the slow start was on offense. 49ers defense was lights out. So far, the Nick Sorensen, Brandon Staley thing, working out. Fred Warner, all pro Fred. Obviously missing Dre Greenlaw, but Fred Warner didn't skip a beat. He looked incredible. Lenore looked really good. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles had a turnover that was kind of prompted by Lenore. He hit the ball up. Defenses had 2 takeaways, if I'm remembering that correctly. But yeah, Brock Purdy, 19 for 29, 231 yards, no touchdowns, but no turnovers. Jordan Mason is the highlight. And Jake, we got to give it to Jake Moody too. Jake Moody, he was 6 for 6. He made all of his field goals, all of his extra points, which is, something that we're not always confident with Jake Moody. But yeah, Jordan Mason, I would say you need to let Christian McCaffrey, it's a short week. He apparently wasn't able to go on Friday. A reporter asked Kyle Shanahan after the game if there was any soreness with Christian McCaffrey, would he be allowed to play? And Kyle basically said no, but, didn't like the reporter, so kind of shanked it off and was like, well, if there's just a little bit of soreness, that's different than if it's a lot of soreness. And apparently it was a lot of soreness this week with Christian McCaffrey. I don't think a lot of soreness is going to be healed in a matter of 3 days. They have tomorrow off, which is Tuesday. Then they're going to have, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practice, leave Friday to go to Minneapolis for a Sam Darnold revenge game. I would say give Jordan Mason the additional start. He earned it with that performance. I think, maybe a lot of people, not me, and not the people who subscribe to this channel, because I know that we've been on team Jordan Mason for a while now. But potentially there was, thought that if it was all on him, that maybe his yardage would go down. It did not. He was so incredibly dominant and impressive. We love that for Jordan Mason. The kid just looked so excited too. Think about that. He's undrafted in 2022 from Georgia, free agent, comes in. The guys who were, running backs who were drafted earn early rounds that year and the years following aren't even on the team anymore. And now he's starting and putting up, numbers that are just as good, if not better, than Christian McCaffrey. So McCaffrey's obviously, incredible. We love him. We want him for the playoffs. We want him for the Super Bowl. Make sure he's healthy. Let that calf/Achilles injury heal. I wish they got Jordan Mason involved earlier. Maybe McCaffrey wouldn't have been injured if his usage would have been split up a little bit. But so proud for Jordan Mason. Happy that the 49ers are starting the friggin' season off right back scoring, like I said, above 30 with Brock Purdy. That's what you want to do. Ooh, that rhymed. I didn't even mean to do that. Anyways, I'm going to be going live, breaking it all down with Tom Jensen from SI, SportsIllustrated.com. He's going to be on my channel tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a wonderful night. If you're out at the game, drive home safe. Have a great night. Go Jordan Mason. And for everyone who's been rooting for him, go him. I feel like excellent lesson that if you are working towards something and maybe you feel like it's not paying off yet, people don't believe in you, you're struggling, keep working hard, keep grinding, keep improving. Jordan Mason didn't give up and just say, well, I'm as good as it's going to get. He kept learning. He became a better student. Kyle Shanahan said, really worked with Bobby Turner and learned what Bobby Turner specifically wanted. And now it all worked out for him. He had the talent, but he put it all together to make the complete picture. And just so proud to, you see this young guy come out and then you're rooting for him, and he finally gets to start and he has such an incredible performance against a good Jets defense. Are the Jets gonna go sign Hassan Reddick now? They didn't pay him. I bet he's happy. Unless they don't pay him and then he's hoping that a different team will trade for him. But that's not our problem anymore. Go 49ers. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.